Hello, champions! You're tuned into Hell Turn Inside, where WWE passion never stops. Subscribe now, and let's powerbomb through the latest updates. Did we just witness the impossible? On Monday Night Raw, the WWE Universe watched something that felt unreal. Uso, the man who fought through betrayal, manipulation, and years of family chaos, extended his hand to the most controversial name in wrestling, CM Punk. The crowd didn't know whether to cheer or boo. It wasn't just a handshake. It was a statement that could change the entire direction of WWE. Fans are divided. Emotions are running wild, and one question echoes through every arena. Why did Uso do it? The night that shocked the WWE Universe. The arena lights burned bright, the crowd buzzing with anticipation, as CM Punk stood alone in the center of the ring. Love him or hate him, you could feel the electricity in the air, every fan waiting to see what he'd say next. And then it happened. Uso's music hit. The audience erupted, half in disbelief, half in excitement. No one expected these two worlds to collide. Uso, free from the shadow of Roman Reigns, walked down that ramp not as a follower, but as a man ready to make his own decisions. The moment he offered his hand to Punk, time seemed to stop. This wasn't just another segment. This was history being written live on Monday Night Raw, a union that could either rebuild or break both men. The crowd knew instantly. The game had changed. Uso's journey from the bloodline to independence. For years, Uso lived under Roman Reigns' rule, controlled, manipulated, and forced into choices that broke him inside. The bloodline wasn't just a family, it was a prison. Every time Uso showed defiance, Roman reminded him who held the power. Fans watched a proud competitor turned into a pawn. But breaking free wasn't just about walking away, it was about reclaiming his identity. When Uso finally said, "Enough," it wasn't scripted emotion. It was real catharsis. He rebuilt himself from the ground up, earning every cheer and every chant of "Main Event G." That transformation made him stronger, more self-aware, and more empathetic. So when he saw CM Punk standing alone, mocked, attacked, and misunderstood, Uso recognized that pain. He saw the reflection of his own past, and for the first time, he chose to be someone's light instead of living in someone's shadow. CM Punk, the rebel without allies. CM Punk's return to WWE was supposed to be a triumphant homecoming. Instead, it's been a war zone. Seth Rollins won't forgive him, Drew McIntyre can't stand him, and the locker room keeps him at arm's length. Punk has always been the voice of the voiceless, but lately it feels like no one wants to hear that voice. His passion for change and his refusal to play politics have left him isolated. Every promo he cuts, every fight he takes, feels like a man against the world. The irony? That's exactly what made him famous years ago. But this time, the stakes are different. Without allies, Punk's war could consume him. That's why Uso's hand means so much. It's not just support, it's a lifeline. For once, the rebel might not have to fight alone, and that changes everything. The connection between Uso and Punk. At first glance, Uso and CM Punk seem worlds apart. Different styles, different backgrounds, different philosophies. But dig deeper, and you'll find the core that binds them. Both men know what it feels like to be betrayed. Uso's pain came from family, while Punk's came from an industry that once turned its back on him. Both have been punished for speaking their truth. Both have lost everything only to fight their way back. When Uso looked at Punk, he didn't see controversy, he saw struggle. And that's where empathy stepped in. This isn't about friendship or alliances, it's about recognition. Uso sees a man who's walking the same lonely road he once did. He's not saving Punk. He's standing beside him, saying, "I understand." And in the cutthroat world of WWE, understanding can be the most powerful bond of all. The locker room fallout backstage. The shockwaves from that handshake were immediate. Seth Rollins reportedly stormed out of Gorilla, calling Uso's decision a mistake. Drew McIntyre was seen smirking, clearly thrilled to have two new targets. Even management seemed stunned. No one predicted Uso would take such a bold stance. For the Bloodline, this is personal. Roman Reigns has spent years controlling the narrative, and now his former right hand is aligning with one of his biggest critics. That's an insult the tribal chief won't ignore. Yet Uso doesn't seem to care. He's beyond fear. His days of submission are over. The locker room may whisper, but Uso's choice isn't about politics, it's about principle. And that makes him dangerous, not because he's reckless, but because he finally believes in his own judgment. WWE just gained a new wild card, and his name is Main Event G. Why this alliance feels real. WWE thrives on storylines, twists, and scripted emotion, but this moment feels different. There's authenticity in it. Fans can sense when something comes from the heart, and Uso's decision to stand by CM Punk feels deeply personal. It's not about creating a tag team or chasing titles. It's about mutual healing. Both men are rebuilding themselves, learning to trust again in an environment that rarely rewards vulnerability. When Uso offered his hand, it wasn't a show of dominance, it was a show of humanity. Punk's expression said it all: surprise, gratitude, maybe even a flicker of hope. That realism is what's making fans talk non-stop online. Whether you love or hate CM Punk, you can't deny that this story connects on a human level. It's not good guy versus bad guy. It's two survivors finding common ground in chaos. The road ahead. Allies or enemies in the making. Every great WWE story walks the line between trust and betrayal, and this one is no exception. Will CM Punk prove that Uso's faith was well placed, or will history repeat itself? Punk's past is filled with broken partnerships and burned bridges. Uso knows that risk, yet he's still willing to take it. That's what makes this storyline unpredictable. If they stay united, they could challenge the entire power structure of Raw, from Seth Rollins' arrogance to the looming shadow of Roman Reigns. But if Punk betrays Uso, the fallout could be catastrophic. Imagine the emotional weight of that betrayal, the rage of a man who already lived through manipulation once before. Whether they become revolutionaries or rivals, one thing's certain: this partnership has ignited something new, and WWE thrives on unpredictability. That's what keeps the fans coming back. The legacy being written right now. Sometimes, wrestling isn't about titles or rivalries. It's about moments that remind us why we watch in the first place. Uso's stand beside CM Punk was one of those moments. It told a story about courage, compassion, and second chances. It showed that even in a world built on conflict, there's room for empathy. Fans will debate this for months. Was it a mistake or the start of a movement? Either way, it's history in motion. WWE has always been about evolution, and this moment marks the next chapter. Uso isn't the same man who once bowed to Roman Reigns. CM Punk isn't the same rebel who walked away years ago. Together, they might just redefine what loyalty means in professional wrestling. The road ahead is uncertain, but that's exactly why it's thrilling. Because in WWE, the only rule is expect the unexpected.